Hello, all my Taurus friends out in YouTube land. We're a sun, moon, rising. We have a lot going on. A lot of planets out there doing things. Mercury is retrograde. Apparently, Mars is getting ready to be conjunct with Jupiter and making some aspect to Saturn, and a lot of changes happening. And I'm not an astrologer. I know enough to be dangerous, so I don't really go into it a lot here. I work as a psychic, as you know. I get information from my spirit guides and things like that. So never know what's going to come out of my mouth. Um, Whatever spirit wants you to know, that's what we're going to talk about today. So just kind of cleansing the area a little bit, um, lighting a candle so that we have clarity. Bringing in the highest and the best information that spirit wants us to have. Okay. Okay. What is happening for the Taurus collective out there? Spirit says that you're feeling a little bit like rambunctious, a little bit like stuck about things. Um, Trying to make some big moves, waiting for the right move, waiting for the right time, right? Waiting for the right resources, all that kind of thing. Um, yeah, telling me that by the time we get to August 26th, that you're going, well, first of all, there's already some kind of new information coming in, whether it is like for you intuitively, pay attention to new thoughts that are coming into your head, because that can be what Mercury retrograde is doing for you. As Mercury is about like redoing, revisiting things, renegotiating all of the redoing whatever connected to communication, travel, electronics, like anything like that. So, um, so there looks to me like there's new information coming in around you, for you to become more proactive, to become more the it's interesting. The spirit refers to you as the entity that you want to become, not necessarily the person. So becoming the entity that you want to be implies that this is a rejuvenation. It implies that there is some sort of like an ascension of your spirit coming in. There, it's like you're being remade. Like going through a lot of changes, personality wise, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of that stuff going on around here. And so if the people around you think that they know you, they've got another thing coming because they haven't seen anything yet, Taurus. So there's definitely, I won't be surprised if the death card shows up, because the death card is connected to death and rebirth. So you are definitely leaving things behind and um, putting a lot of things into um, putting a lot of things into motion. So good for you. All right, let's see what is happening here for the sign of Taurus. Let's see about making some sense of things. All right, Taurus, show us what is happening for the sign of Taurus. Taurus sun, Taurus rising, Taurus moon, all of the Taurus collective. Come on, show us what is happening for the sign of Taurus. End of April to the end of May. What is happening for our Taurus collective? Okay, so There's a lot of sleep disturbance going on, taking problems to bed with you at night. This card would also suggest about getting out of your comfort zone. Right? Um, we have the Five of Swords, which talks about like fear of defeat. It's not actual defeat, it's fear of defeat, right? This is about like having to stop fighting about things, right? Letting things go. Currently, we have like a bunch of swords going on around here, so you're kind of stuck in your head, right? Um, trusting your instincts. More swords. This is about tactics. It can be related to lying, cheating, stealing, but this is also a card that says like fear of moving forward, holding on to old ideas, thinking that everything is going to be the same as it has always been, which is why you have this taking problems to bed with you at night. This is why you have to stop fighting about things in your head, right? All the conversation that you're having with other people in your head, right? Nine of Cups says that this is completion of a cycle on an emotional level. It says that you have your wish coming into being, right? So when I see the wish card show up, it is not so much about like, oh, I have this wish, right, that I want to manifest, right? It has to do with the energy that you're putting out there, right? And right now you have these like fear-based cards showing up here, right? So do you want what you're afraid of to manifest, or do you want what you're actually trying to manifest, right? So if that, so this does feel like it is going to be something big. The energy around it feels like it's something big, especially with the channeled information that Spirit gave us in the beginning. Um, I forgot to say, if you like what you're hearing, click like, subscribe, and share. I mean, all of that. So this is the retrograde. Three of Swords does bring up the retrograde. Um, this is about like sorrow, usually sorrow due to lack of communication, right? Sometimes it can be lack of communication between your head and your heart, head trying to do one thing, heart trying to do another, right? Um, and it being all up in your head emotionally too, right? um, having a lot of having it's like the Seven of Cups is a kind that can really be like it's almost like too many choices that you have going on around here. Right? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? What do I do about this thing? What do I want to do about that? Right? It's like so apparently Spirit is saying that you have a lot of like moving parts, right? So this is about taking time out. Right? This is a guy that's in like meditation land, right? There's also a blessing trying to happen up here, right? Um, so this is usually about like taking time out, usually for a period of 4 weeks, which is really, kind of like the length. I want to say the length of the retrograde, but sometimes it's 3 weeks, sometimes it's 4 weeks. So it's really just kind of like taking time out and kind of process things on an emotional level, right? Um, Ten of Cups connected to marriage, happiness, family, satiety, right? So it's like you're trying to get someplace that is going to help you to be like happy, like satiated emotionally. I mean, it's just that you have all this like juggling trying to go on over here, juggling money, finances, stuff like that, right? Um, Juggling options, right? Tactics. Do I do this? Do I do that? Right? So Taurus, trying to be in control. Wounded warrior, thinking too much about the limitations and restrictions. And there's the death card that we talked about earlier. So again, right, you're you have to really get out of your head about the lack of this, the lack of that, right? Just because it's not here now doesn't mean it's not coming, right? And worrying about it is really just going to push it away, right? that's how manifestation works. If you worry, 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 then you're telling the universe that you don't believe that what you're looking for can manifest. So you have the Devil card here, right? Devil card is ruled by the sign of Capricorn. And Capricorn is Saturn. So this is all about structure, right? And technically the Devil card would be about limitations and restrictions, self-imposed. It's about a power struggle going on, right? You against the universe, you against your like, imaginary enemies, right? All that kind of stuff. And it's like gonna try to push, 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 right? But this is telling you that it's not really like time yet, right? It's like you're swimming against the tide right now, right? So relax, right? Relax, prepare, right? That's what retrograde is, right? It's time period to redo things, rethink things, right? Make sure that your plan is like, um, make sure that the structure of things, because this is ruled by Saturn, right? Make sure that the structure of things is in place. Make sure that like your I's are dotted, T's are crossed, all that kind of stuff, right? Because Spirit is saying to me that when the time comes, it's gonna like flow like crazy, right? It's like you're gonna have to like ride the wave, right? It's like even if you don't know how to surf, right? Like it's gonna take you out to sea. And so you need to be prepared, right? Scorpio, the death card is ruled by a sign of Scorpio, right? Scorpio, when you think about the ocean, Scorpio is the bottom of the ocean, right? So in over your head, very emotional kind of things trying to happen around here, right? So um, so you need to be prepared emotionally for what it is that you're trying to get into. You're sitting here thinking it's like, oh, I got this and this is how this is gonna go. This is how this is gonna go, right? But like it's gonna be like a big emotional thing going on around here moving forward. And like, we don't think that you're really like prepared for all of that yet, right? There's gonna be a lot of people around you. It looks like there's gonna be a lot of negotiating going on. And um because this feels like to me that there's some sort of like big financial thing that's getting ready to happen, which makes sense because you're Taurus. And Taurus is all about like money, finances, stuff like that, right? Doesn't mean that they can't be in relationships, right? Of course they can, right? But it's almost like with Taurus, things tend to be transactional, right? It's like, oh, I love somebody, but I don't know how to tell them that I love them, so I'm going to buy them something instead, right? So you know, but you're sitting here with the King of Cups, right up here. So this is whatever you're dealing with here, it's going to be a big emotional thing. And there's these fear-based cards running around here. So it's one of those things that I tell people, if you could have, you know, if you had this thing, what would you do with it? Right. And I just see this thing where you're going to be involved with a lot of people, right? A lot of people, a lot of negotiations, a lot of things like that. And I would say make sure that you have people around you that have your best interest, right? If you're looking to go into some kind of like big business opportunity thing, right, whether it is your own business or something what else, then you want to make sure that you have a lawyer who's on your side. You want to make sure you have a financial advisor that's on your side. You want to have a team that is about you, right? Because wherever it is that you're going to be involved with here, right, these people are not necessarily about you. So you're going to have to take care of you in the ways, of whatever world you're trying to get into here, because this to me looks like you're going into a place in your life that is foreign. So there's a lot of changes that are trying to happen around here for you, like big sweeping changes. So from the bottom of this deck. See, Ace of Pentacles sitting on the bottom of the deck. Ace of Pentacles is about like money, finances, things like that, new avenues of money. Right? Being in place about gratitude, right? You've been planting these seeds. You've been planting these seeds, kind of greasing the wheels here. And so now things are trying to turn around in a more positive direction. You have the Wheel of Fortune, which is related to Jupiter, which we talked about. And stuck in your head, can't really see what's coming down the road, right? Um, this is not a time to be manipulating things, but the Magician is also a card that says that you have all the tools that you require to get things done. Right, you're putting a lot of energy here into like your money finances, right? A lot of major decisions going on here, right? And you're being called to do something different, right? This is Gabriel, right? And he's the messenger, right? And he's calling these people to a new life, right? There's a lot of conflict. Which way do I go? Where do I go? Right? There's a lot of worry sitting here about like money, finances, right? But you're really going to be okay, right? Because the Five of Pentacles is the card, even people with a lot of money worry about money, right? So this isn't necessarily about like being destitute or anything like that. There's a lot of conflict that goes on here, right? A lot of choices that are trying to happen here, whatever it is that you're doing with your money, right? Worry about if I'm going to make the right choices or not the right choices, whatever, right? The Magician says like you have all the tools, right? It's related to communication, Mercury, right? We're in Mercury retrograde right now, but it's like this is what we're talking about is being prepared, right? So, and you do have this card here that says victory, right? Legal things happening around you, major decisions being made, right? But trusting your instincts around them, right? Education, money, finances, right? It's like there's something that maybe you went to school for that you didn't actually do anything with it, but now whatever it is that you went to school with is coming into play, right? This is your goals, dreams, aspirations sitting here. You will have the people around you, but it's like you have to do the footwork in order to get those people around you, right? Um, you don't have the Eight of Pentacles here, right? But the Eight of Pentacles is a card that says showing up in my head, so you may as well have it. Right? Usually it's a card that shows up somewhere soon in the deck or whatever, but I don't know. Usually when I'm just gonna say it's like you have it because it's showing up in my head. The Eight of Pentacles is a card that says prudence, right? It says whatever ideas you have running around the back of your head, put those things into action. Um, put those things into action over the course of the next 2 months, right? The next 8 weeks. So this is really a time about preparing, right? Making sure that everything is in, make sure that everything is in place, making sure that you're gonna have like the money to pay for these people, make sure that like um you know the relationships are secure around things, whoever it is that you have. that you think is going to have your back, right? Make sure that those people are still in place, stuff like that, right? Um, but so you have conflict here that's creating worry, right? But you have the judgment card here, right? The judgment card says like it can be an error in judgment to have conflict, right? Because if you have already done this footwork, right, in order to make sure that things are done, right? Maybe it's already done, right? Because your goals, dreams, aspirations are sitting here. So you may just have to stop going back and forth about things. Right? Because you're worrying about stuff, maybe you don't need to worry. So, because you have the judgment card sitting in the middle, right? So the judgment card is all about major decisions that are in the process of being made, right? And you have these three major arcana cards, and another one over here, and another one over here, another one up there, right? So the universe is really being in charge of things right now, right? And so things, like I said, things are turning around in a more positive direction. Big things, karmic things trying to happen around here, right? Trying to balance things on the inside because the Lovers card is here, right? But it's ruled by Gemini. And so Gemini is all about the quandary, right? Do I do this? Do I do that? Do I do this? Do I do that? Right? It's a battle with the inside and the outside, right? So you want to be making decisions to kind of calm that part of you down, right? So um I really think there's something that goes on here connected to education, stuff like that, because you do have the Hierophant card. The Hierophant card is connected to commitment, right? Um, it's about advisors, like stuff like that. Um, it is people with education. Um, the other thing that I'm looking at here, right, is that there is potential. I don't know if some of you are writers. The star card is about your goals, dreams, aspirations, specifically connected to writing, right? Um, and this could definitely be some sort of like manuscript or something like that that you've been holding on to. But you're reaching this pinnacle now, right? World card says that you're completing the cycle. It has to do with people recognizing you for your talents, right? You have Two of Wands here. Two of Wands is about like letting go of the past, moving forward. It's about going on an adventure, right? And kind of looking at the world and be like, oh, like I want to go over there, I want to do this, do that, right? Both of these cards, this is the world in this guy's hand, and this is the world, right? So there can definitely be things here that are connecting you to other parts of the world or working with people who are from other parts of the world. So, um, even if they are born in the US, right? So, you know, like pasty white guy, right? So, um, so it's like even if somebody is born in this country, right? Maybe their parents are from a different culture, right? Maybe they're Italian, maybe they're Latino, maybe they're like Arabic, maybe they're somebody Indian, right? Um, they could be from here, but they could be from a different culture. So could very well be something along those lines, right? But I do know that somehow or another you're being put in the limelight, right? And I would say that this is something that's coming up. I forgot where we were. Um, we're in Leo. The Eight of Pentacles is ruled by the Sun in Virgo, which will be like the end of this month into next month. So, because I was just getting this thing about once we get into Virgo time period, right? And that's the Ace of Pentacles too, right? It's new beginnings, but when I see an ace, it would be like the next, in this case, it's the next like Earth sign, right? Which would put us into Virgo. So, um, Ace of Swords will be the next air sign. Ace of Cups next water sign, stuff like that. So I just know like whatever this is, and you may very well move to a different country. So not sure why that keeps coming up, but it does. Came up for Aries, it's coming up for you as well. So I don't know what that is all about, but um I just know there's a lot of changes that are going on here for you. So I don't know where Pluto is in your chart. Pluto is about power. You did have the death card that is Scorpio. Scorpio ruling planet is um it is Pluto, right? So you have a lot of things going on connected to that planet and Jupiter, stuff like that we were talking about, right? And the Mercury retrograde thing. So yeah. Spirit is telling me that you really have to pay attention to your instincts, right? Pay attention to your dream time. You're telling me that you can be having a lot of, I want to call them weird dreams, but to me, weird is like supernatural, it's uncanny, it's like, that's the definition. Um, so it's related, like prophetic dreams are connected to clairvoyance. So you're sitting here being all like stressed out in the course of the day. So spirit is trying to bring you information at night. So I would say write down your dreams, pay attention to them. One dream may not give you all the information. You may have a couple of dreams that are going to unfold things, right? But definitely like, pay attention. Or you may have to journal in order to get information, right? Like stream of consciousness type journaling. Again, back to the writing. So, that kind of stuff. Put a couple of other cards from this other deck and kind of see if there is other kinds of information. Anything else that Spirit wants to say to you? Come on. And then do a pentacle for them. So we got the juggling. All right. What else do we have to say for the sign of Taurus? Taurus, 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 Taurus. What's happening for the sign of Taurus? What else is Taurus? That's another one. Okay. It fell out and sitting on top of the deck again. Right. More information about juggling money, finances, delays, procrastination, caught between rock and a hard place, right? Changing your perspective around things, right? Again, Ace of Pentacles, right? New money. So apparently you're still waiting for like money, finances, things like that, right? It is coming, it's just a matter of time, right? It's almost like it's not ready, right? Strength card, Leo, that's where we are now, right? This is your inner strength. Again, Seven of Cups, right? A lot of choices trying to happen around here. Um, the way the spirit is telling me this is that it's not really time yet because there are other things that are trying to happen here, right? Other pieces of the puzzle that are not really in play yet, right? Um, so it's like if you're looking for things to happen right now, right? And so money comes in order to make you, you know, in order to give you resources to do a big move or something like that, whatever it is, right? Um, but the other things out here are still needing to be put into place, right? In order for everything to come together, right? And so all of these things have to be put into play. All these things have to be in alignment in order for you to be able to move forward, right? So this isn't like part of the Haman card is about being a victim, right? So this is not a time period to be a victim. This is a time with the Six of Pentacles up here. This is a time to be in a place about gratitude for things that you do have, not being all like angry and pissed off about, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have that. So so it's like being grateful for the money that you do have and lining up your inner strength, right? Aligning yourself to the things that you're trying to manifest, right? So again, like sorrow, trying to juggle things, right? Sorrow, heartache. Like I said, your head and your heart have to be together on the same page, right? Again, this is Mercury retrograde. That's part of what the Three of Swords is about, right? Renegotiating with yourself, right? And maybe you have to stop negotiating, right? There's all the juggling, right? Thinking about loss, disappointment, right? This is an ending, right? But this can very much be the ending of the retrograde, right? Things will become more in balance, right? Things are on hold until after the retrograde, right? Completion of the cycle, right? Again, money, finances, the world card, people recognizing you for your talents. Again, eight of wands, which is a card about communication. Again, writing, thinking, um, writing, thinking, speaking, all the things that have to do with communication, right? You're going to be talking to somebody here that's in charge of things, right? Or thinking about you're going to be in charge of things, right? Having your like kind of fantasy thing being able to come true, right? You have the strength to be able to accomplish this, right? And again, shows like the next eight, right? Um, this is an eight, the strength card is eight, Leo. Um, could be the eighth, it could be the 8th of September, it could be the 8th of um the day of Virgo time period too, right? Could be in 8 days, but this is a time period of eight here, right? It's like you're definitely in the process of moving forward. It's really just like a matter of time. But whatever you're thinking about doing, right, whether it is going to a different country, whether it is talking to somebody who's from a different country, right? Maybe you're from a different country, talking to somebody here in this country, right? Um, but whatever you're trying to do here, it's something that is happening, right? There's just like a delay around things for right now, right? So continue doing what you're doing, focus on building your resources, right? Even if it's like little by little by little, right? Because that's kind of what the Six of Pentacles is about. It's about gratitude, right? It's about like it's like I'm gonna put like a little bit here, a little bit here, right? Um, so yeah, you're definitely moving into a good direction here. This is going to be an explosion of goodness. So it's like this may be something that you're not even planning on happening either. I'm not sure why I'm getting this thing about like a shock or a surprise or something like that. Um, because this is kind of like being in your head, like a fantasy thing, right? And maybe not even think that it's really going to happen. But as far as I'm concerned, it is. So because I feel like it's you're here and then all of a sudden you're here. You're in this like sort of place in your life, and then all of a sudden you're here in this place of your life, right? I feel like you've been thinking about this and thinking about this because this is like communication, right? Thinking, writing, speaking, right? So I feel like you've been thinking about this fantasy thing for a long time, right? And just thinking that it's a fantasy, just thinking that you're like talking to air, right? but you're not, because spirit is listening. And so something big here is trying to manifest for you, right? Especially when I see like the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is a card that I use for people that have passed away, right? So especially if somebody had like heart issues when they passed away, right? People that you recognize, right? Um, and they're trying to talk to you. And so they may be talking to you in your dream time. I mean, and it could very well be somebody that you didn't even like, right? Hangman card victim, right? Miscommunication with this person, whoever it is, right? So maybe somebody that you didn't like and somebody's trying to make amends to you, right? Somebody's trying to make up for bad behavior somehow. So I just know something good is trying to happen for you right now, right? It's really just a matter of time. Like the next like 3 weeks or so, it could be the beginning of Virgo time period. So anyway, that's what we're going to talk about for today. So good luck with all of that. Um, leave comments, something, how is this playing out in your life? Um, again, click like, subscribe, share, stuff like that, right? Let me know how it makes sense for you. All right. Cool. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.